fact that we do have the fascinating Premier League game between two teams who tend to serve up good matches. City top, Newcastle sixth, separated by 3 points. And this, by the way, is the 193rd game between the two sides. So life without Rodri begins for Manchester City, Ali. A fascinating storyline, not just today, but for the rest of the season.
No, absolutely. Key player for City goes without saying, scored the win on the Champions League final. As I say, he's almost irreplaceable. They'll do their best to fill in that space. There's no doubt about it, Flesh will put a good player in there. But in terms of the quality of what Rodri brings to the party, well, I just think impossible to replace.
So Jacob Murphy putting in the side of Claudio. They're playing this ball here for Harvey Barnes, who's the man in form. Eventually the free kick's going to go there to Manchester City. The first observation is that Anthony Gordon started through the middle with Murphy on the flank.
Absolutely, that's getting potential to change. The one thing I would say, the high boot there, clearly free kick from Jacob Murphy when he cut inside was the correct option, because I thought he was going to put it into the box. He didn't. He found Harvey Barnes spare on the left-hand side. Nothing came from it. Yeah, looking along the front three, you're right, Murphy, Gordon and Barnes on the left. Don't need the surprises, they'll drop into your four, as you can see there. Tonali looks a little bit deeper.
Newcastle hosting Man City. Big game for Newcastle United, who absolutely love the opportunity to pick up some big points against potentially confidence-ridden City. Kieran Trippier, he does really well. They're fighting non-stop and ends up clattering into Akanji over Edison, who was the only man who went and got the ball. Jasper, welcome. How are you doing? Thanks for jumping on the likes early on. I hope you're doing well and having a nice weekend so far. A long ball forward, Vardio trying to get in and deny Trippier. We just wanted it a little bit more. Just under 2 minutes gone. See Newcastle up for it. Gordon chasing Akanji and then slides in on Vardio. And that'll be a free kick for Man City. It's only going to help the Newcastle fans stay amped up for Newcastle early on. Thank you for the roses, Jasper. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the love as always. What is really good? Talk to me. Vardio, Kovacic. So a lot of people are talking about what Man City are going to do in replacement of Rodri, and I do think that just sticking with Kovacic. Thank you very much for the finger hearts, Jasper. You legend. Thank you. I do feel that. Oh, and thanks for the baguettes too. What is going on with you recently? You're going all in with these gifts for me, man. You little legend. But I do feel that Kovacic could be the key for Man City. I think he's played very well for them when he's been asked to support in absences of Rodri or along with Rodri. And I think he can really be a big key part of the side now, working with Rico Lewis in the middle of the park. But so far, Newcastle have possession 3 minutes in. As mentioned in my preview video, Newcastle and Eddie Howe don't tend to enjoy playing against Manchester City. They do tend to struggle. Hafsar, welcome back. I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, Jasper, what is going on with all of these gifts today, man? Did you just win? Did you win an ACCA? Thank you so much, Jasper. As always, appreciate the love. You are literally the top fan that I've had for sure. Thank you so much, Hafsar. Welcome back. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the likes. Grealish shot deflected and headed clear. Only as far as Manuel Akanji. Jack Grealish again. Man City having a go at Newcastle for the first time. No one closing down Manuel Akanji, who has the most passes in the Premier League so far this season. Jack Grealish played inside to Carl Walker. He spreads it out to the wing and finds Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva got a couple of goals against Man City to knock them out of the FA Cup earlier this season. He scored a couple of times against Newcastle. He enjoys playing against them. Jack Grealish up against Kieran Trippier, two England teammates. Jacob Murphy is there to support Trippier if needed, but Grealish slowing the game down as only he does. Lays it off. Manuel Akanji in the edge of the area. He hits it just wide. The ref gives a corner. Newcastle are having a go at... Sorry, Man City are having a go back at Newcastle here. Grealish just slowing the play down. Comes inside, plays it to Akanji on the edge of the area. It does take a deflection off of Sandro Tonali, and it's a corner for Man City just under 5 minutes in. We've got two sides who want to have a pop at each other today.
I thought you didn't win when they come against Arsenal. Bless you, I thought you did good.
Who's City put in for Rodri? So they have Rico Lewis in the middle with Mateo Kovacic. So there's no sound in my flat. I'm not sure if there's like a bee in here or if one of my electrics is about to explode. Gundogan goes back post, headed away. And Newcastle might be able to counter with Lewis Hall. Joe Linton making a run ahead of him. And there's the ball. Can he play it by Cole Walker? And sorry, it wasn't Joe Linton, it was Bruno Guimaraes. But Kyle Walker deals with it nicely and plays inside to Ruben Diaz. Yes, that's what I'm hearing. That's what we're hearing. No Rodri for the rest of the season, which is huge in regards to their ability to win the league. A lot of people will feel that could make Arsenal the favourites. Is that Gryffindor hoodie? It's the football team I play for, actually, the Beaujolais Fomboys, as strange as that name is. This is our football badge. This is our kit. We wear maroon, just like a nice glass of Beaujolais. Marley, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. And yes, Rodri supposedly is out for the season. I heard today on the preview show for Newcastle City that it's not official. Oh, Gundogan plays a nice ball into Haaland. He does want to hit the target, but it was very easy from that angle for Pope to pick up. Rodri being out for the season will be a serious issue for City. I just feel like if any team can cope without their best player, Man City are well equipped. I mean, we've pretty much come to a point where we say it's fine for Man City to be without Kevin De Bruyne and without Phil Foden and without Erling Haaland, as long as they don't lose Rodri. I feel that they actually do have the players to go on and play fine without Rodri. Rodri, he plays better than anyone else in that position, probably in the world, but can they cope without him? Can they still win games without him? I think they can. Mateo Kovacic is more than capable, and Rico Lewis as well in the middle with him today, sort of younger, probably has the legs to do a little bit more than what Kovacic can do. But I think they can really work well together, and they may not play as effectively, but I still think they can come out with 3 points. They've still got Haaland up front. The problem they've got is if there's no Rodri and there's no De Bruyne and there's no Foden, like today, and if there was ever a chance where there was no Haaland as well, then I wouldn't fancy Man City anywhere near as much as I still feel like I do right now. Liverpool favourites, even though we lost against Forest, are responsible for beating Milan. Yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't say you're the favourites to win the league, but I think you're playing fantastic. You've been very, very impressive this season, and I would consider them a big shout to win the league. An outsider for sure, but I think it's too early to say with Liverpool until we see them play against the Man City or an Arsenal and see how they cope. Can Liverpool pick up 3 points at home against Arsenal? Because I think beating Arsenal and beating City in games where you played better than them both at Anfield last year will be difference makers. I actually thought it was between Liverpool and City when Liverpool went to the Emirates last season. And when Arsenal picked up the win, I thought that was extremely telling. Liverpool still went on and played really well for a long time, but I thought that was a big game in regards to confidence for Arsenal and Liverpool. And then I think Liverpool just ran out of energy and Arsenal didn't. But if Liverpool can pick up wins against Arsenal and City at home, they'll be my favourites, hands down. Even if they don't win away or even if they lose away, I would say if you can win at home against City and Arsenal, you're probably my new favourites. Do I think Arsenal got robbed against City? No, I wouldn't say they got robbed. I think it was just that's just what happens, ain't it? You know, you ride your luck for as long as you can. You park the bus for as long as you can. But teams like City, they most of the time are going to find a way through. It took a while, but they got it done. But I don't think they got robbed. No, not at all. Do you? Why do you think they got robbed? Oh, Edison taking risks here. Gordon closed him down, but he does manage to find Kyle Walker. And Arsenal somehow City somehow keep possession and they keep the ball in play. And it does reach a point where Walker says, I've had enough, and just boots it forward. And Erling Haaland couldn't get the ball under control, and that made the Newcastle fans happy. So Ederson stuttering a little bit here against Anthony Gordon and has to play a back heel from outside of his own area. Don't know where that confidence has come from to do that. Pep Guardiola does not look happy at all on the sideline of Ederson right there. Now Rico Lewis surrounded by Newcastle shirts. Newcastle's closing down looks really good today. They've not had much joy from it, but in the middle of the park they are flooding Man City right around that Rodri roll. The red card, obviously. Sorry, my apologies. Do I think they were robbed? No. Again, I think it was. I think it's the softest red card ever. But again, if the rules are the rules, and he saw Declan Rice do the same thing 2 weeks before, and Trossard kicked the ball a lot further than Declan Rice did. So I can't say that I think it was, in any way a robbery at all. I just think that it was a silly mistake, and he probably didn't know he was doing it until he'd done it. Two of the softest yellow cards, but they probably were both yellow cards. I do think the consistency is required, though. Doku had to have got a yellow card too. That is true. I think Trossard should have gotten both, but Doku should have gotten one too. And I can't quite understand what the argument is as to why he didn't get one. I mean, I've heard it. I just don't agree with it. And I think it should be a yellow for Doku too. Naira, hey, how are you doing? Thanks for hitting that like button. Great to have you on. I'm very well, thank you. And how are you? Thank you very much, Jasper, for hitting that like button. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for being on, Marley. Really appreciate the chats. But if anyone is happy with what they're seeing, please do hit that like button. It does help a lot. Now, Joel Linton, he's playing Murphy, who goes early, and it's intercepted by Vardio. He actually had a lot more time than I think he thought, Jacob Murphy. And he probably should have taken the ball and gone for a little run on that wing. Gordon was making a run into the penalty area. He's gone central up front today, Anthony Gordon, in replacement of Alexander Isak. Barnes is on the left, Jacob Murphy on the right, and that is a dangerous attack. I mean, Gordon, he's not really got off the mark in regards to hitting top form, getting the goals, getting the assists. But Harvey Barnes has 3 goals and Jacob Murphy has 2 assists. So Newcastle are ready to go this season. And having those two up front with Gordon, no Isak, is a very good alternative. Marley, lucky Zoboslai didn't get a red card against Forest for kicking the ball away around last minute. Yeah, I don't know why. It's so silly. It was silly that Rice got that red card, but since we've seen that happen, anyone taking that risk, I think, is even sillier. Stop kicking the ball away. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting the ban. It's not worth getting sent off in the game. It's a strange thing where players are just like, they're kind of hoping that common sense and all the fans and the pundits kicking off on their behalf will make a change, but you're going to get sent off in the meantime. Naira, you're okay. Your team has Arsenal, so you're not looking forward to it. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Arsenal, I think, are going to be dangerous this weekend. I think they're going to be dangerous until they play Liverpool. I don't see who's going to beat them. Arsenal have 7 points on the road this season, and the 3 teams they played were the top 3 last season outside of them. So they've been away to... Oh, no, that's not true. They didn't play Liverpool, did they? My apologies. But they were away to Spurs, City and Villa. To get 7 points out of that is unreal. Especially seeing as they were so close to getting 9. The only away side they haven't played, the only team in the top, 4 or 5 that they haven't played away from home is Liverpool. So they're looking really good. Grosh got a red card, got it overturned. He's not getting a ban. Okay. Hasn't he left? Or was that last season? I thought he left Brighton in the summer. Oh, long ball. Gordon's going to go in there here. He's got on the right side of Diaz. It's being handheld, or being manhandled even, but he's managed to find Barnes. Barnes plays it out wide of Joel Linton, a little too far. Joel Linton with the back heel. Barnes just inside the City area. City have numbers back now, but Joel Linton finds Bruno Guimaraes. And Newcastle holding possession on this far side. City do have full numbers back. It's a bit of inaccuracy with some of Newcastle's passing there. But that was a chance. Bruno Guimaraes. Barnes wants it. Guimaraes still going. It deflects its way to Gordon, who finds Trippier on the wing. Kieran Trippier blasts it at Jack Grealish and wins a corner kick. And checks if Grealish is okay after blasting the ball straight at his chest, full pelt. And Grealish has stayed down.
But you can see Trippier wanted to hit it first time.
Flex its way to Gordon, who strokes it on the outside. Trippier takes a touch and just blasts it into the chest of Grealish. I'm not quite sure why he's staying down. It's another new thing that players are doing when they stay down when they get hit by the ball. And Grealish has still stayed down. And Trippier is now changing his boots while Grealish has stayed down. Football has become so strange, honestly. Oh, right. Oh, Trossard, he got it overturned. Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Vardy's got 40 goals against top 6 clubs. You're relying on him for any hope. Yeah, you're going to need him. I put him in my fantasy football last week because I thought he'd score against Everton. Isak is not playing today, Marley. No, he is not even on the bench. He's injured. Gordon with the ball in. It's a good ball in. Joel Linton got his head on it. It's gone up in the air again. Joel Linton gets his head on it again, but no one challenged, and Edison is able to collect. Vardy does love scoring against Arsenal. Vardy's a little savage. I love him. I can't wait for him to play a whole season again against all the biggest clubs in the country. I hope he gets goals against teams like Arsenal and just makes games that should be simple wins for the big teams more challenging. Jasper, thanks for still hitting that like button. I can see you silently in the background doing all the work. I really, really appreciate you, man. And I appreciate all your gifts. I appreciate everything you do for me. That's a nice ball forward for Tonali. Trippier in tons of space on the wing. No one's putting him under pressure. Plays it across the 6-yard box. Ruben Diaz gets to it. No one made a run. I made a gamble in the middle of the 6-yard box for Trippier's ball there. Trippier plays it on the overlap. Tonali crosses blocked by Vardy. It's going to go for a throw. And Newcastle starting to get some success here and dominate Manchester City at home. You'll be all right, Marley. Who have you got on your bench? Depends on what Cooper team. He can't make any mistakes with the selection. If he doesn't make any mistakes with the selection, I would still probably have to favour Arsenal, unfortunately. You have Faith Darwin going to start today. I don't think there should be anything wrong with that. That goal he scored last weekend was stunning. Yeah, I would want to play Darwin now, like after maybe some confidence that could have grown after that goal last weekend. Then again, Gakpo scored a couple in midweek, didn't he? So maybe he's feeling himself a little bit. Who knows who's going to start for Liverpool? Naira, relying on hope. You know, you've got no chance, but there's a little hope. In Premier League football, anything can happen at any time. So I wouldn't be embarrassed to have hope you can get something done. How much tour could a Hawk tour if a Hawk clips for you? That's hilarious. I can't even say it out loud without laughing. But how much tour could a Hawk tour? Corner for Newcastle. Free kick. Lewis Hall with the ball in, headed away by Carl Walker to the edge of the area. Bernardo Silva flicks. Actually, Gundogan flicks it on. Lewis Hall finds Gordon in space on the wing. Lewis is there to try and close the angle. Gordon does get a ball in. Tonali couldn't get it under control. Kovacic hooks it away. Bruno Guimaraes is on the edge of the area waiting for it. Lewis Hall. Newcastle have time and space as they attack Man City here. Bruno Guimaraes makes a run. Lewis Hall ignores him, puts the ball in, it deflects, and it's headed away by Ruben Diaz. Gordon with a bad header, and Man City might be able to counter hit. No, Gundogan lost control of the ball. Sandro Tonali. I think Barnes might be onside here on the wing, but he can't keep it in. And it's a throw for Manchester City. I think Newcastle will be happy with... Sorry, Newcastle's fans, Eddie Howe, they'll be happy with this performance so far. They've started well. They've not really put Edison under pressure, but they are putting the defence under pressure. What am I up to? Clips. Oh, hang on. Am I going to commentate the Liverpool game? No, sorry. I've not actually got anything else that I'm doing this weekend. I think probably from November, I'll be going back to Saturday, Sundays, and midweeks. But I have managed to keep myself a little bit too busy, and especially where I've got some travel for work coming up in October. I'm not going to be able to do too many midweeks or weekends for October. But no, unfortunately, I'm going to be out for the Liverpool game this evening. Do I know Barry McConnell? McCockinen. Barry McCockinen. Is that some sort of... Barry McCockinen. You're an idiot, clips for you. Naira, Premier League, unpredictable, never know. True, that's how I feel, Naira, 100%. Anything can happen. Which football club do I play for? Beaujolais Fun Boys. I haven't played a game for them in about a year, but I train with them sometimes on a Monday night. But yeah, you miss Harvey Barnes at your club. I'm not surprised. He's really coming into his own for Newcastle this season. 3 goals. He's looking absolutely fantastic. And players like him, players like Maddison, you could really do with. But then again, you had them when you got relegated, so that says a lot too. It'll be such a nice Leicester thing to have a bad start to the season and then beat Arsenal magically. But that would be one of those things where you go, right, the Premier League is fantastic, wouldn't it? You go, Leicester without a win this season. I believe it's only 1 point you've picked up. If you can beat Arsenal, that would be massive. Man City fighting for it and get hold of it in the middle of the park. Kovacic, Grealish. Oh, as you'd expect, Joel Linton goes in strong and he gives away a free kick. Grealish not happy with it. I think Joel Linton might have been a little bit too aggressive there. But the referee's giving a free kick. Joel Linton went in very aggressive. Did maybe get the ball, but really bundled Grealish over. In the meantime, Jared Gillett got to keep him under control today. You never know. They've had midweek fixtures. Could make a difference. Isn't their goalkeeper injured? I'm not sure if their goalkeeper's injured, is he? He's just likes to waste some time. But no, we'll see. I think Leicester, I want Leicester to do well, especially after winning the league and then getting in the Champions League as well another year, I believe. Like, you want Leicester to stay in the league and do well in the Premier League this season. At least stay up and then maybe build on it again. I also really like Steve Cooper, so I do hope Leicester can stay up. How do you spell your football team? Might be too long to spell whilst the game's on and there's a free kick, but Beaujolais, like the wine. If you search up Beaujolais wine, it will come up. Ball into the box, headed away by Joel Linton. Free kick won by Newcastle in their own area. How are we doing, Chopper? Good to have you on. Newest, biggest Muay Thai fighter coming out of the UK. It's great to see you on, as always. It's always nice to get a nice little compliment about my appearance too, so thank you very much. Long ball sent forward for no one. It's gone out for a throw to Man City. So we're a quarter of the way through the game. Man City had to deal with a bit of pressure from Newcastle, but I'll say at this point, neither Pope or Edison have had any serious saves they've had to make, whilst Newcastle are getting a lot of possession in that Man City final third. Just missing that end product so far. No Alexander Isak for Newcastle, but they seem to be doing just fine with Gordon, Barnes and Murphy. Don't forget Barnes with the Newcastle top scorer this season. Murphy's got the most assists. And with Anthony Gordon taking up that centre-forward role against Manuel Akanji and Ruben Diaz. Here's Akanji. Here's Mateo Kovacic. All eyes on, or some eyes on Sandro Tonali as well, with his first Newcastle start in over 10 months. Vardio clips it back to Edison. Gordon chasing again. And again, Edison just about gets the ball out of his feet in time. Grealish couldn't keep it in though. And Shearer's gone down holding his head. And Trippier having to keep Shearer and Grealish apart. He's a very good mediator between these two. Playing for England with Grealish and playing for Newcastle with Shearer. Perfect spelling, Marley. Great stuff. Yes, that's exactly how you spell Beaujolais. You always love watching your team against big teams until half time comes and you're 3-0 down. You put Baines in your team instead of Isak. Oh, okay. Well, you're all right then. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting a player like Isak in your team as long as your backup is good. Also, long ball and good running there from Jacob Murphy, but Vardio does get rid of it, and it's, I think, a corner for Newcastle. 24 minutes in. It's good defending by Vardio. Corner kick for Newcastle United. Lewis Hall is going to take it. Byrne is up there. Joel Linton's there. Haven't really got a lot of other big players. Newcastle, Man City dominating the height, I feel. Haaland's in there too to defend it. Good ball in. Haaland got a flick on it, and it seemed to just hit Grealish and go out. That could have gone anywhere. Corner again for Newcastle. But Haaland at the near post leaps highest. It's a light flick, and then it just hits the head of Grealish. That really could have gone anywhere. And Newcastle get a corner from the other side this time. But also be eyes on Man City's defence from corners, especially after Gabriel's goal last week. Ball right into the back post. Cher heads it back in. Oh, Burn couldn't get the touch to send it goalward. Joe Linton forced to play out. Murphy sends it straight back into danger. Bruno Guimaraes shouts for handball, but it's not been given against Bernardo Silva. Here's Jack Grealish, clips there by Fabian Cher, and that's a free kick. And a yellow card for Fabian Cher. I think Jared Gillett might still have memories of just a few moments ago where Cher was complaining that Grealish was a bit harsh on him. That was quite an important professional challenge from Fabian Cher, though, because Grealish could have been away. You still remember when Lookman scored for you to beat Liverpool 1-0 and ruin their title race? Oh, and how Lookman has gone on scoring Europa League hat-tricks against sides who haven't lost all season. Like, yeah, I mean, you've had some good players at Leicester. Four eyes, Wagwan do there. Thank you very much, Shuab Zaman. Really appreciate you jumping on. Appreciate the comment. Four eyes is not a new diss for people who wear glasses. Try and be a bit more creative. Such an unexpected. Oh, chance for Man City. Haaland plays it out wide. Bernardo Silva. Gundogan once on the edge of the area. Absolutely scuffed it. Gundogan seems to. He's not playing at his best, at least today. And I don't think he's really come into. He's not been the same Gundogan that we're used to from the season before last. I mean, that's a nice ball onto the edge of the area from Bernardo Silva, slightly behind him, but really scuffed it. I think he kicks it against his own foot there, Gundogan. Joe Linton. Lewis Hall. Barnes was making a run on the inside and he's now offside. And Hall goes all the way backwards. Newcastle with 10 touches in the Man City box. Man City with just 5 in the Newcastle box. It's not been a bad start at all for Newcastle United. 27 minutes in. And they really are running the game more than Man City so far. Man City are limited to just loose balls and then trying to do something with it. But I wonder if that's the Rodri effect. It's a long ball which Edison can collect. So angry he didn't sign him. Will never forgive the club. Who is that, Naira, that you're talking about? Is that maybe Lookman? You're going to head off now, go into the pub to watch the game. Cool. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the pub. And thanks for jumping on. Thanks for the comments. Haaland, too strong for Burn. Plays it inside to Gundogan. Look at the space for Bernardo Silva. Here he is. Lewis is joining the attack too. Bernardo Silva cuts inside. Hits on his left. It deflects. Haaland's coming at the back post. Really good defending from Trippier to get there first. But Haaland just a bit too strong and nudges Trippier into the post. The strength of Erling Haaland barges Dan Burn to the ground to start the attack. Gundogan stretches and plays Bernardo Silva in. Silva does cut inside of Lewis Hall, goes for the shot, deflects it from Hall, and at the back post, Haaland and Trippier are both running in. Trippier had to stay completely focused because if he didn't knock it out, Haaland was in for his 11th goal of the season. Jake, thank you very much for jumping on. Thank you for the rose. Really appreciate your love and support. Though I don't think you've been on before. Gundogan. Headed away. Grealish is going to pick it up. Plays it out wide again to Gundogan, who can go again. Not a bad ball. Diaz is in there. Headed away by Joe Linton. Bernardo Silva heads it in. Akanji chests it down. Sandro Tonali hooks it away. Oh, it's a goal kick. I think maybe he kicked it against Vardiol. Okay, New Zealand. Gordon or Foden? Are you talking about for England? On that left-hand side, I'd say Gordon. Because he plays there every week. And we saw Foden do it at in the Euros, and it just wasn't playing to his strengths. But then again, I do understand, are you going to bench Foden? Because is he going to get in above Bellingham? It's tough. Tough question. But if we're just talking about who I'd want on the left, I'd probably pick Gordon. Forgot about my whole... Oh, where is it?
You think naturally when it goes to Walker, Newcastle will get no joy down the
Wow.
opposite side.
Can't find what I was looking for. Oh, there it is. Completely forgot I got a brand new background. Why didn't anyone, Jasper, why didn't you remind me about my new background? Charlie, thank you very much for jumping on. Thank you again for another unoriginal comment about wearing glasses. What's going on today? What happened to the days where people would say who I look like as opposed to trying to laugh at someone for wearing glasses? Jesus. Free kick for Man City. As the commentators on TV have mentioned, high line, but Man City take it quickly between Gundogan and Silva. Gundogan overhits his ball and he's not having the greatest game so far.
Supporters, Manchester City on top. You don't see that very often. I like it. I like it. Has to be the highest view in the whole of the Premier League.
Oh, free kick awarded for Tonali from against Kovacic. Boot, who do I have to win? Tough game so far. I think on paper I'd normally say Man City, but Newcastle, in my opinion, have played the better football so far. So I'd probably say a draw, but to make things interesting, let me say Newcastle. Probably be wrong, but why not? Ransom note. How you doing, Ransom note? I hope you are well. Free kick for Newcastle inside their own half. It's going to be taken by Kieran Trippier. Hooks it forward. Burn goes up, gets his head in it, but doesn't flick it towards the Man City goal. Man City end up in possession. Bernardo Silva, Carl Walker. Burn is going to chase him. Carl Walker steps inside of him so easily. Burn, maybe a bit embarrassed, chasing him all the way around. And now Burn is pressing up against Ederson, who's played a dodgy ball. Gordon's picked it up and Man City have won possession. And then they've lost it with Gundogan taking a touch away from Joe Linton. And that's a very correct yellow card. Oh, sorry, it's Bruno Guimaraes again. The hair keeps tricking me. But Bruno Guimaraes is booked for quite a strong challenge on. There's actually barely any contact, but Gundogan jumped so high over him. The landing wasn't great either. Free kick for Man City. Right, where are we at to now? Ransom note. You were saying I look like Swiss Beats. That's what wasn't a diss. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Swiss Beats, that's definitely a new one. Yeah, that one's never come up before. Genuinely never come up before. So thank you very much for that. Christian, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Great to have you back on as well. Are you watching the game and who do you think is going to win?
I think that's got to be
Tonali, Joe Linton, surrounded by blue shirts. Has managed to keep possession. Ball with the long ball. Ruben Diaz gets his head on it. Kovacic, first time pass to Carl Walker. Kovacic just turns on Tonali, then plays not a great ball, but Gundogan. Somehow Man City have kept the ball. Looks like about 5 passes in a row. I thought they were going to lose it, but they've managed to keep it. Grealish stays up, even though Gordon has a little go at his foot there. The Newcastle end up with possession. Again, Newcastle haven't really been under too much pressure in this whole game. And Pope hasn't had to make a save. It's not been a bad performance from them so far. Nice pass from Hall to Bruno Guimaraes, who plays it out wide to Kieran Trippier. Bruno Guimaraes plays the ball forward. Gordon's not going to get there before Akanji, who plays it back to Ederson. Newcastle 1-0 win. Ransom note, yeah. Don't know why. I think we're all thinking this lack of Rodri is going to be a huge difference maker. At least today, Newcastle has been getting a lot of stick for not playing so well this season, but they look good today. They look the better team today so far. Although Man City are coming into the game a little bit better over the last 5 minutes or so. Christian, you're good. Just got the top grade in your science exam. Congratulations. Very happy for you. Grealish, oh, nice ball. Vardio cuts inside. Vardio, oh, what a goal. How do they have defenders that are doing that? Josko Vardio has just scored a goal that Erling Haaland would be proud of. The composure, the play, and to find the bottom corner. That was actually a stunning, stunning goal from Josko Vardio. He made that look so easy, and I can't believe he's a defender. That was actually fantastic. We've seen him do that last season. He scored a goal at Craven Cottage where I was watching going, what on earth is going on? What a fantastic goal. But this was different. This isn't just a great hit. It's composure in the opposition penalty area. Played in by Grealish. First touch with his right, cuts inside with his left, and strokes it into the bottom corner. And leaves Pope just stood still. And even that composed shot, he shoots through the legs, I believe, of Sandro Tonali. That's such a beautiful goal from Vardio. I can't believe what I've just seen. But Man City have gone 1-0 up at Newcastle. And this is, again, what happens. You don't need Rodri as much when you're Man City because you've got players that shouldn't be scoring goals that can score for you. They can do everything, this team. It's unbelievable. Man City are 1 up at Newcastle through Josko Vardio. 10 minutes until half-time. I don't particularly think they've played the better football, but that doesn't really matter, does it?
He said last season we had 3 months without Erling Haaland, 5 months without Kevin De Bruyne.
Vardio joins De Bruyne, Kovacic and Stones as the players who have scored in the league for Man City this season, except for Erling Haaland. All of them are on 1. Vardio, De Bruyne, Kovacic and Stones. Crazy to think that players like Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, still without a goal this season. Foden, Grealish, still without a goal this season. I think De Bruyne is the only player you would not be surprised to hear has a goal this season. Joel Linton chases Ruben Diaz, does an excellent job and wins a free kick. Strong, heavy barge and forces Ruben Diaz to touch the ball out for a corner. Brilliant play from Joel Linton. Well, it's just been mentioned by the commentator on the screen. You can see Erling Haaland is tearing his sock. And there's a bit of blood that's come through as well, just above the ankle. Just under 10 minutes until half-time. Kieran Trippier with the ball right into the 6-yard box, but Haaland, that's why they put him at the near post. Strong header. Gets rid of it at the near post. Gordon, back to Trippier. He's got time and space to get the ball in. Good ball in. Akanji heads it away, even though Edison came for it. Anthony Gordon. Jacob Murphy. Share. Man City have pressed Newcastle out all the way to the halfway line now with Lewis Hall. And they check the left-hand side. Kieran Trippier. Heavy pass. Barnes couldn't keep it in. Throw to Man City.
So Eddie Howe's never beaten Newcastle in the Premier League with either, or never beaten Manchester City rather with either Newcastle or Bournemouth. All in all, he's been up against them 16 times, 15 defeats and a draw. This lot must drive him mad.
Oh, incredible the record they've got, as you mentioned.
Edison. Carl Walker. Hooked clear by Diaz. Dan Burn heads away for a throw to Manchester City. Last season, Haaland got 27 goals. Isak got 21. It's been a brilliant. Oof. One can see there, Dan Burn really did get those studs into Erling Haaland. But yeah, Isak with 21 goals last season. You could probably do him right now. 11 goals last season for Gordon. Barnes only had 5, and he's on 3 this season so far. So you think Harvey Barnes could chip in, maybe get 10 goals this season. That would be a big difference maker for Newcastle. Trippier, he might be offside here. I think he went a little too early. He's kept the ball in play. Plays it into the area. Tonali with the dummy. No one was behind him. And Newcastle have managed to keep possession just about. Nice idea by Tonali, but no one behind him. Lewis Hall crosses blocked by Walker. Deflects to the edge of the area. Ilkay Gundogan gets rid of it. Hopefully Haaland gets at least 1 goal. You have him captain. Yeah, so do I. Oh, mistake by Pope. Gundogan, he's going to go for the chip. And again, he waited too long. He waited for Pope to get into almost into his 6-yard area. before he tried the chip and he didn't get enough elevation on it. Mistake really by Pope. But Newcastle are back in possession and they're going to go forward. Joe Linton, Kieran Trippier plays a ball ahead to Jacob Murphy. The strength from Manuel Akanji, we could all see that barge coming and he comes away with the ball. And Man City can go again. Manuel Akanji, Ruben Diaz. But yeah, no, agreed, Christian. I have Haaland captain. I took a risk last week. I thought he wouldn't score against Gabriel and Saliba. So I took him off captain and I went with Jamie Vardy. Just as Naira's joined, actually. I went with Jamie Vardy as my captain and he didn't do anything against Everton. I thought he was going to score 2 or 3 against Everton, but he didn't score at all, so I was gutted. Gordon, ball into the box, chested by Carl Walker into the hands of Edison. So here is Pope. Bad pass. If Gundogan shoots first time, he takes about 3 or 4 touches. And Pope is able to catch it from the 6-yard box. And Guardiola, he can't be happy with Gundogan. Gundogan, he's not in a good game. Not in a good first half. It feels like every decision he's made has been the wrong one so far, which is very unlike him. Doesn't really matter at this point when you've got players like Vardy making the right decisions and putting the ball in the back of the net. But here's Gundogan again. That's a beautiful ball, though. And Haaland couldn't get it under control. Burnham, Hall get rid of it. Gundogan plays in Haaland again, just a bit too central. But just as I'm talking about the struggling game Ilkay Gundogan's having, he plays a wonderful ball through for Haaland, who normally is away. He just didn't get a good first touch. And Burn and Hall between them managed to get rid of it. Some sleepwalking there from Shea. He probably should have been way more alert because Gundogan nicks the ball off him. Too bad. You had Haaland every week. You don't have the balls to take him off. Suddenly he scores 3. Yeah. I learned my lesson. I'm with you, Christian. I'm never gonna not captain Haaland again unless he's not playing or he's injured. It does make fantasy football a bit boring, I have to say. But you can't not have him in. It's just stupid not to have him in. And not to have him at captain. Anyone who doesn't captain him, they are just guaranteed to make a mistake, to be honest, because you have to assume that even if he doesn't score a hat-trick, no one else is scoring hat-tricks. It's kind of weird how that has worked out. Like, no one else is doing it, so why wouldn't you just take the risk with him? Or not the risk, why wouldn't you just play it safe with him? Trippier hooks it away, Vardy lets it go out for a throw. Can City go and get themselves a second goal before half-time? Diaz. Kovacic runs into what looked like trouble with 3 black and white shirts chasing him, but he did find Lewis, who found Gundogan, who found Jack Grealish, who's having a run at Trippier, cuts inside, lays it off. Manuel Akanji again, blocked again by Bruno Guimaraes, and that is a corner for Man City, who are going for that number 2. They want to get that little stretch before half-time. They want that little... What is going on? They want that breathing room, Man City. Thought the 50 mil price wasn't worth it before the season started. Couldn't have been more than 100% agree. And if anything, I was contemplating Cole Palmer, who he just hasn't gotten to that form that he did last season in regards to goals and assists. He's got we got a hat-trick of assists, didn't he? But good ball in. Akanji goes for it, headed away. Lewis beaten to it by Anthony Gordon, who's got the pace to take it away. Him and Jacob Murphy might want to go, just them two. Here's Murphy on the ball now. Murphy trying to get away from Kovacic. He does. Great play. Still going, Jacob Murphy, right by the byline. Oh, and somehow Man City keep the ball in play and no handball either. Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, nice first touch away from Lewis Hall and slows the play down. Great play by Murphy, just couldn't find the right pass. Sorry, what were we saying? Yeah, so Cole Palmer, I wanted to put him in, but I was like, you can't afford Cole Palmer and Erling Haaland. It's like getting Haaland and Salah. It's just the rest of your team's going to suffer so bad. So I went with... I can't remember who I ended up going with. But I didn't go with Palmer, and I'm quite happy with that because he's just not getting the goals just yet. He's getting the odd 1 or 2, but It's not like last season where, you know, he's come out strong out of the blocks. He's getting a couple of assists, but again, it's not to that caliber, you know? You almost kind of want Haaland to be out for a couple of games and just see how everyone makes their decisions. Would you go with, you know, a Salah and a Palmer, or a Palmer and a Foden? I'm not sure. But I want to see how more people play without Haaland a little bit, just to make it more fun. Or if you're allowed to have Haaland, but no one's allowed to captain him, that could be fun. Ruben Diaz. Ederson. Man City just seems to have a little bit more space on the pitch now. Although, say that as Vardy slips and loses possession. Tonali, Trippier brought down by Gundogan. Free kick. Only 1 minute being added on at the end of the first half. You put in Salah for the United game and kept him until now and used your wild card and it worked fairly well. Yeah, I need to think about a wild card as well, to be honest, because, I mean, without Haaland, my team isn't really doing a lot. Christian, thanks for the likes and for the comments. Really do appreciate it, mate. Hope you're doing well. It's great to have you on. It's great to have you on as quite a regular now, I would say. Trippier. Flick on from Burn. Controlled by Joe Linton. Oh, great save from Ederson. And it's headed away by Haaland. Burn hooks it towards goal. It sort of hits Tonali. 10 seconds left at the end of the first half. Hall, Joe Linton in space. He finds more space here for Harvey Barnes. He shoots. It's deflected out for a corner. And that is a great way for Newcastle to try and have a pop at Man City. First touch from Joe Linton wasn't bad. The strike was good. Got a really good connection, but it was actually a good height and right by Ederson, who had to parry it because of the power on it. Tonali with the corner. Last chance before the end of the first half. Haaland gets rid of it easily. And that's the end of the first half. And Newcastle will be gutted that the half-time whistle has come just now, because that was their first moment of pressure and attack that's actually would have worried Ederson in this whole game. But it's 1-0 so far to Man City. A goal from Josko Vardio. And I think we're poised for an exciting second half. Very good first half. I think Newcastle still have a lot of pressure that's left in them. I think they can really go for it in the second half against Man City with nothing to lose at 1-0 down. But you'd also fancy Man City on the counter, wouldn't you? If Newcastle were to go at them.
And waking up and they start doing checks. Going through instead. Yeah. Don't want to live like this forever. I want to get out and do something.
The club was all up there.
And it was all looking very, very bleak.
When you said, I'm going to buy it, Mum.
Up and down going into the
The club that George built. Premiers Tuesday on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus.
Marley, it's 1-0 so far to Man City. A goal from Josko Vardio. A really good goal. Confuses me so much when you got a defender who's able to score goals like what he did. Control and composure was stunning for the goal. And yeah, it's 1-0 to Man City at Newcastle, who ended the half very well. They looked like they were going to go for it, but oh no! I mean, Marty, yeah. I can't think of a time where I've seen Van Dijk score a goal like that. I think that Van Dijk is. I've seen him obviously score headers more, and maybe the ball comes to him in the area, a bit of a scramble, and he blasts it in. But I've not seen cut inside, knock it through a defender's legs and into the bottom corner with the goalkeeper rooted to the ground. Like I've just never seen Van Dijk do that. And if I'm wrong, then I apologise. Send me the link where he has done it. But Vardio's goal was, I thought it was very, very good, even if you're a Jack Grealish or an Erling Haaland. I know. Sorry, mate. Christian, do I play FC 25? If FC 25 means EA FC 25, no. I actually am a big fan of the FIFA games, but I haven't played them in a couple of years now. So I've not played a single game of any EA games. Well, EA FC 24 and FC 25. I've not played one match on either. But I probably did play FIFA 23. I probably bought FIFA 23. But I haven't played EAFC at all. Why do you? And are you any good? And is it very different from FIFA, from like FIFA 23 and 22? Half-time break, 1-0 to Man City. No Rodri, and they're still getting it done.
So does this mean you sorted the insurance then? First thing we did.
EAFC is a lot different. You have the game. Oh, but Mali, wow, shit. What, so it's a lot different from FIFA? Oh, it's really similar. Some small changes in menus and stuff. Would consider myself over average. Yeah, I think I would play it. I don't. It's not that I don't even want to buy it. It's just that I've not allowed myself to be that free in time to play PlayStation. So I was obviously before the commentary and the TikTok and all that. I had a lot more time and I would chill at home a lot more, and I probably would have played PlayStation, especially after the pandemic. And it was a great way for me and my friends to keep ourselves entertained, stay in touch. We all went hard with the PlayStation, online sort of parties and all that sort of thing during the pandemic. And as we eased out, we kind of still kept it going for a while. I think they might still do it sometimes, but I honestly, my PlayStation 5 is in the loft. I know it's absolutely insane. There's people, I don't know, they might still be trying to get hold of one, but my PS5 is currently in my loft. And if I knew, if I've got my mates coming over, I might consider getting it out and then we can have a game. But I imagine I have more updates that are required than I even want to have a go at. So, your mate Pax Bellingham in Spanish class and stood up and started screaming and got. I will say this though about EAFC, FIFA, whatever you want to call it. I never got into Ultimate Team. Just never got into it. And again, my mates did and they enjoyed it. But it did feel like whoever had the most money and wanted to put so much into a game that already costs, 50, 60 quid, they were always going to have the better team. And I never liked it. I actually used to like playing the online divisions, which I think was quite a rarity. I don't think many people were too into it. But the whole what KSI used to do. And it was like you have to go through the leagues and get to Division 1 and then win Division 1. I used to find satisfaction in winning Division 1. So any FIFA I had, and there were two things I had to do before I could stop playing it. I had to win Division 1 online, and I had to... Oh, it's on TV, though. I had to win Division 1, and I had to win the Premier League offline on Legendary, or whatever the top difficulty was, I had to do that. Those are the two most important things. Pro clubs we just started getting into before I stopped playing online so much, but started to enjoy that a little bit too. But again, it's about how much time have you got, how much time would you spend to build your player, get his stats up, play those online games, and I don't know. It felt like pro clubs are always, or more often than not, they were unbalanced. So you'll be in a team that's either going to hammer your opponent or get absolutely smashed by him, and there was barely any in between, in my opinion. So I kind of wasn't crazy about it. Okay, so yeah, better than average is good though. Marley, if you're still on, do you play a lot? And what's your thoughts on EAFC? Are you any good at it?
It's a real tactical game. And then I thought Newcastle had the better of it, but quality hurt shut.
Capital development 25 is absolutely insane. You should look some up afterwards. It's crazy. How do you mean? How do you mean by that, Christian? As in, the more you play, the more the player, their stats improve, or is it harder than that? Like, how is it different? Oh, they're showing that Vardy goal again from Marley, I feel. What a goal. Pope watches the ball go in and then just drops to the ground. He literally just falls over after watching it go in. Does take a little deflection off of Tonali.
You want him to think it's a heavy one, but you're leaving him in Tripping has gone to dive in. What the luck was with the little ball.
You get points for levelling up from games.
Yeah.
How do you mean? What do you mean by levelling up? Hang on 1 second.
To stop his Brazilian teammate getting the equaliser. The second half is next.
I will be back in a very quick moment. I'm just going to run to the bathroom.
The monster description. Monsters, monster art. Undefeated, but only one will stand as undisputed Lion TNT Sports Boxer.
Good morning, sleep well?
Do your thing. We'll sort the rest. Get great stays at great prices. Premier Inn. Rest easy.
Dyson have engineered a machine that washes your hard floors properly. 2 microfiber rollers use clean water. One washes, the other finishes. Removing tough stains, spills, and dried-on dirt. Cleaning the rollers as it goes. Leaving kitchens, bathrooms, and living spaces sparklingly clean. Then it cleans itself. Engineered to wash hard floors properly. Buy direct from Dyson.
Tell us what you saw. I'd never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything move like it. Did it come from the stars? I don't know, but it had one on it.
Mitchum Ultra Powerful Protection. Big day ahead. Just Mitchum. Want to embrace the moment. Just Mitchum. Need to stay ready for the unexpected. Just Mitchum. Stay confident with triple odor protection. Mitchum, true to you.
Research, refine, repeat. All to let you shine the way you are. Colgate Max White Ultimate. Unlike regular toothpaste, its unique formula deeply whitens for 10 times whiter teeth. So however you smile, you feel perfect. Colgate Max White Ultimate. Deeply whitens for 10 times whiter teeth.
EasyJet's Big Orange sale is now on. With up to £200 off package holidays. Search EasyJet Holidays.
There's only one king, one goat, and one biscuit, the true original, and one person to tell you about it. Me, Trevor McDonald. Actually, Sir Trevor McDonald. And but Vicky, true original. Choices.
Okay, I'm back. My apologies. You get XP towards your level 100 based on how well you play in games. I think what's next? When making faces, you can literally do almost anything, edit almost anything. It's really fun. So, how do you mean you can edit anything? As in, like, because you could already do, like, I don't know, size of nose or color of eyes, or they had about 50 different beard types, or facial hair types. Do you mean more? Max level is 100. You can get a certain amount of points to improve your character per level. You get XP towards your level 100 based on how you play in games. I feel like that was always the case, though, no? Like, the more you play, the better you play, you get a number of XP. That XP gets put towards points, and then you can use that points to get new attributes, and then with those new attributes, then your level goes up. Am I wrong? Champions League as well. Needs to be should be more available for that as well. Oh, now you could just literally everything is ridiculous. Okay, well, I'll have to see. I have to see about talking to mates who have got it. I'm sure a couple of my mates are probably still playing it, and they can let me know their thoughts on EAFC and how it does compare to FIFA. We haven't really spoken about PlayStation in a while. We got my friends got really into golf, so again that's taken over a little higher than PlayStation. I think your character looks absolutely ridiculous. Can you get a picture of it and send it to me? So I can make it your profile pic so I can see it in a few minutes. Perfect, amazing, that'll be fun. Go ahead and do it, Christian. Cheers, man. So I believe the second half is going to start fairly soon. I'm wondering if Man City have something else in their locker to kill this game off. I don't think they'd feel too comfortable. I don't think Pep will feel too comfortable in saying, let's hold on to a 1-0 win. I think Newcastle they've had good moments in this game. You'll probably bet that they are good enough to potentially get at least one goal between now and the end of the game. But the Man City players are coming out of the tunnel, ready to go again. Man like Abdi? Yes. I mean, I'm not an official commentator. I'm not getting paid, but my plan and aim and hopes and dreams are that one day I will be a commentator, yes. So what I'm doing on TikTok is I'm commentating on the games live. So I'll be commentating in a moment as Newcastle and Man City kick off the second half. And for anyone who's interested, then you can follow and you can like and you can see when I'm going to commentate more games in future. But currently it's more of a hobby than it is a career, but I'm hoping one day it'll be a career. Thank you. That's lovely, lovely words there, man like Abdi. Appreciate it. Appreciate the follow. And I hope that you'll be on a lot more in future. I hope to see your name pop up a lot more in future when I do more live. But thank you. I do appreciate your support. So Newcastle are coming out for the second half now. Dan Burn having a couple of last words with the boys. Can Newcastle turn this around? They had a good first half. I feel Man City only probably had a good 10 minutes or so towards the end of the second half. The end of the first half. But you never know what's going to happen in the second half. If Pep has had a good enough speech and amped up the players, we could have a more conventional Man City second half today, where they can really dominate Newcastle, control the flow of the game. And I think that will be the aim of the game for Pep and his side. Just get control of the game, something they haven't really had in this whole match. All right, let me see, Christian. Let me see if I can see. Oh, my God. Right, I can only see about half the screen, but it looks like your face doesn't have many features. You kind of look like the Saw mask kind of thing. Clive the G, what's my prediction for Chelsea? I don't have one currently, but let me have a look and see who Chelsea are playing today and whether they're home or away. They're home to Brighton. Tough game, but I wouldn't bet against Chelsea. I like them this season. I wouldn't bet against Brighton either. Still unbeaten, I believe, under their new manager, and he's been brilliant so far. I think maybe a draw. Let's say, I want to say 2-2 because I like goals, but I wouldn't be surprised if that ends 0-0. Barnes trying to find Gordon. Oh, he does get in there behind Diaz, but it's been knocked into him for a goal kick by Ruben Diaz. Second half is underway. No Alexander Isak. The man who got 21 goals last season for Newcastle, not playing today against Manchester City. But Anthony Gordon, who got 11 goals last season, is playing. Barnes got 5. And this season, Barnes on 3. Jacob Murphy up front with Gordon and Barnes, and he's got 2 assists as well. Long ball forward, and that's going to go out for a throw to Man City. Newcastle have had an interesting start to the season so far. They've got a draw at Bournemouth. They won on penalties against Forest in the EFL Cup. They've beaten Spurs. They've beaten Wolves. They came unstuck against Fulham. And they're currently unstuck again at home to Man City. It will be a bit of a tough couple of weeks for them to come away with 2 losses, but the performance today is better than the performance last week for sure. Vardiol, Jack Grealish. Back to Josko Vardiol, the man who's gotten the only goals so far. Man City last season won 14 games on the road. And they're here at St. James's, trying to make it 3 wins out of 3 on the road this season. Oh, thank you, man like Abdi. I appreciate it. Appreciate that love and support. I could get used to it, and I get a big head, so be careful with all the compliments. Play back to Nick Pope, who's got under pressure here. Free kick. Given against Bruno Guimaraes. Gundogan just went a little bit too heavy. You can see the pace that Gundogan had chasing up against Bruno Guimaraes. As soon as Guimaraes got the touch and Gundogan barged into the back of him, it was a free kick, but if he was lighter on it and didn't make contact, he might have still been able to sneak in, and he would have been one-on-one with Nick Pope on the edge of the area. As I was saying, Newcastle, they're home today. In fact, this is an interesting one because Newcastle have won all of their home games this season, and Man City have won all of their away games. So someone is going to end up losing that 100% record today. And so far, it's looking like Newcastle. Oof, bit of a battle in the middle of the park. Tonali comes away with it. Murphy tries to turn, but he's been smashed into. Grealish got smashed into by Trippier. Lewis plays it out wide to Bernardo Silva, who's going to have a go at Lewis Hall. Played inside. Mateo Kovacic. Kyle Walker. I like Kovacic on the ball. He's so calm. And he can control the flow of the game himself in the central midfield role. And I feel like if Man City do well without Rodri, a lot of that will have to do with the regularity of Mateo Kovacic on the pitch. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Kovacic played across to Ruben Diaz. He's able to run through the Newcastle central midfield. Vardio out wide to Jack Grealish. He's coming against Kieran Trippier. Cuts inside. Plays it into Manuel Akanji. Spreads the play to Bernardo Silva. Just inside the Newcastle area. His cross is blocked. Tonali comes flying in and gets his head on it. Throw to Man City. Right by the corner flag. Rodri is the main man. He is. But I think Man City can still win the league without him. I think he's the best in his position in the world, but I don't think they need the best to win the league. I think they need someone that isn't terrible. And they have a couple of players that aren't terrible. And we're seeing that today. Rico Lewis and Kovacic, they're playing okay. They're not controlling the game like Man City normally control the game, but that might be teething problems trying to work without Rodri for the first time. I think City will drop a few unnecessary points, but I think City will still win the league. Well, for that to happen, it means Arsenal have to drop some unnecessary points, and that is rarely happening. The Brighton game being the exception. But to win at Villa, to win at Spurs, and to almost win at Man City, I think Arsenal might be at that stage where Liverpool were at, where they can probably go a whole season and win every game as well. Nice ball for Bernardo Silva in space. Comes inside. Man City have numbers forward here. Oh, Gundogan in the way. Grealish was in. And Gundogan not having the best game, as I've said a couple of times in the first half. Again, he's kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time there. Kieran Trippier. Anthony Gordon. Back to Trippier. Oh, nice ball down the line. Bruno Guimaraes. Murphy's in the area. The ball comes in. Murphy gets his head on it. Just couldn't direct it goalward. Barnes. Arms on his back by Kyle Walker. He goes down in the area. Referee does not say penalty. And Man City are going on the counter now with Kyle Walker. Oh, they've slowed it down here, Walker. Now here's Lewis. Gordon just falls over here. Mateo Kovacic. Touch moments like that equalised against Chelsea in the last 5 minutes. Are we talking about Rodri? Equalised against Chelsea in the last 5 minutes. Oh, Grealish, back heel to Lewis. Back to Jack Grealish. He's got to hit it. No, he plays it inside to Haaland. He's looking for space here. Oh, Grealish has nudged. I think with his elbow, he's nudged Tonali, who's gone down. The referee's saying play on. Bernardo Silva in the area. It comes out to Erling Haaland. Blocked. And it hits Haaland again and goes out for a goal kick. But Grealish might be in trouble. I don't think that's an elbow. But I do think he He shrugged back at Tonali and Tonali went down. Oh, there is an elbow. An elbow into the chest, I think, of Sandro Tonali. I don't think it was a big one. There's a little bit of... There's something going on with the legs as well. I'm not sure if maybe Tonali had a little kick at Grealish and then Grealish pushed an elbow towards him, but it wasn't a heavy elbow. I don't think it was intending to do any real damage. Yes, sorry, man, like Abdi. Yes, last season, Chelsea were 1 up and Rodri got that late equaliser. I'll tell you what, we're talking about clutch moments for Rodri. I wouldn't have thought of that. I probably would have thought the Champions League winning goal. That's definitely a clutch one. Doesn't get much more clutch than that. But I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay without him. That's my opinion. I really like Mateo Kovacic, Rico Lewis growing with the team. They've got options if need be. I don't know, Gundogan goes a little bit more defensive. I just think if there's a team that can manage without their best player. Also, we keep forgetting how important De Bruyne is. And we keep forgetting how they won the league with Haaland being out for a good 2-3 months last season. Gundogan, headed away by Tonali. Throw this time to Man City. St. James's, a little bit antsy it feels. Erling Haaland hooked away by Hall. Newcastle needs to be getting the ball forward. Oh, 2 Newcastle players going for the same ball in Joel Linton and Barnes. But they do come away with the ball still. Even though they've almost gone each other's way. Ruben Diaz. Okay, Christian, I'm going to leave that comment because it looks like you're talking... Oh, okay, you guys know what you're talking about. It's a Norwegian chat, which is beautiful. Oh, long ball. Now, Gordon might have the pace here against Manuel Akanji. Akanji makes that look so easy. Akanji did have the pace and the strength and the composure to deal with Anthony Gordon in a one-on-one race situation. And Grealish has been taken out by Kieran Trippier. Grealish knocks it by Trippier. But there is a little bit of knees. The knees did clash a little bit there. Free kick for City just inside their own half, Kovacic. Beautiful to see the Norwegian chat between you guys. I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm a big fan. Ederson strokes the ball all the way through to their centre forward, Erling Haaland. Josko Vardiol plays it forward for Grealish, who touches a bit too heavy. Trippier. In fact, it was Cher and then Trippier. Tonali. Throw to Newcastle. Gordon going to get it under control. Tonali wins the throw. Trippier. So thanks for hitting that like button, Christian, as well. I do appreciate it. Oh, beautiful ball by Guimaraes. Gordon's in one-on-one with Ederson. Tries to go round him, and he's gone down. And a penalty's been given to Newcastle, and I think it might be the wrong decision. Ederson has been given a yellow card, but I'm sure he touched the ball. We need to see this again. I think Jared Gillett might have got this wrong, but I think Ederson does get 2 hands on the ball before he does connect with Anthony Gordon here. Ederson definitely connects with Gordon, but does he touch the ball? Or maybe not. Is Gordon onside? I think Kyle Walker is playing Anthony Gordon onside. Gordon is snuck in behind Akanji. And actually, it's quite possible that as he goes around Ederson doesn't touch the ball. And I think Newcastle have been given a penalty. And I think it's correct. Penalty has been confirmed. And Newcastle have a huge opportunity to get back into this game. Ederson has been given a yellow card. And Newcastle will now have a chance to level the scores from the penalty spot against Manchester City at St James's Park. What an opportunity. Pep Guardiola going crazy on the sidelines, but like me, he might be proven wrong when he gets a chance to actually look at this. Ederson already with a yellow card this season. That's now been doubled. His second yellow of the season has been awarded against him. Jared Gillett has made the right call. Anthony Gordon is going to take the penalty that he has won against Ederson. His last 4 penalties have all ended up in the back of the net with almost zero consistency in regards to where he's been putting it. He's gone left, he's gone middle, he's gone right twice. Can Anthony Gordon level the scores against Manchester City and do Arsenal a big favour from the spot? Gordon versus Ederson. Gordon taking his time here. Scores! Bottom left corner. No chance for Ederson, who goes the wrong way. St James's Park has erupted and Newcastle are level against Manchester City. 1-1. Anthony Gordon's second goal of the season. Self-made. He beat the Man City offside trap. Kyle Walker has been caught napping. And then he goes one-on-one with Ederson, takes it round and wins a penalty, gets Ederson booked. Guardiola is not happy, but Anthony Gordon from the spot has levelled the scores in a game where in the first half, I think Newcastle played better than Man City. And there'll be a lot of pressure and expectation on Man City to try and get back into this game and play better than they have for this whole game so far in order to get the 3 points. What a moment for Newcastle. What a moment for Anthony Gordon. Eddie Howe with a little fist bump there. Newcastle do not get too much joy against Man City, at least since Pep Guardiola took over. And Eddie Howe has not had joy against Man City even from when he was a Bournemouth manager. But things might have just started to change. Trippier. Akanji fills the space that Trippier left there with that ball to Jack Grealish. The boos come out from the Newcastle fans. Grealish inside to Mateo Kovacic, who curls one. And it's wide of the mark and a goal kick for Newcastle. Man City are going to win this one, hopefully. Are you a Man City fan, Man Like Abdi? Christian, how come the Norwegian flag? Yeah, interesting. Is Man Like Abdi not Norwegian? Newcastle came into this game in 6th place on 10 points, knowing a win, especially by a couple of goals, and they would actually go ahead of Man City on goal difference. But a yellow card's been awarded against Mateo Kovacic for a challenge on Tonali. So he just got in there first, and studs do find the ankle there from Kovacic. It was a very quick apology, but it's a challenge that I think he did need to make, to be fair. One hour in, Newcastle 1, Manchester City 1. Kieran Trippier is going to take a free kick from inside of his own half. Man City with a high line. Long ball forward. Flicked on. Joe Linton's in! Oh, he's been pulled down! That could be another penalty. And it's not been given. Jared Gillett doesn't give this one. And Joe Linton's not complaining, which makes you think that it probably wasn't a penalty. But Newcastle are up for it now. They've won the ball back in the Man City half. Tonali with a beautiful 1-2 with Cher. Plays it in. Harvey Barnes. Hard angle. Good save from Ederson. And Newcastle are all over Man City right now. Grealish forced into his own corner. Loses possession. And Tonali and Grealish. Oh, this is getting ugly here with Tonali and Grealish. The ref's playing the advantage, but I think there'll be a card at least brandished to Sandro Tonali there. Newcastle keeping the pressure on. Bruno Guimaraes. Anthony Gordon. Good play on this far side. Oh, Tonali's in again. Drills the ball right across the face of goal, and it goes out for a goal kick. But I'm sure Sandro Tonali and Jack Grealish are going to get in trouble there for a little bit of a spat off the ball. Kyle Walker. Very strong on Joel Linton, but the referee hasn't given a penalty. I mean, Sandro, Tonali and Grealish, I don't know what they were doing there. Saying not a lot in it. Sandro Tonali, I think he pushes Jack Grealish on his way up. And Grealish gets up, they square up, nothing's happened in the end, but completely agree, man, like Abdi, it does feel like it's become a pressure cooker and it's over, it's boiled over now between these two, Newcastle and Man City. Emotions are running high. Jack Grealish and Sandro Tonali both given a yellow card. And Newcastle, I think they smell blood on Man City here. I mean, Walker does a brilliant job. I don't think he touches the ball here with Joel Linton, but he does stop him from being able to shoot. Murphy touches on, but Vardio's going to get there first. And he lays it back to Ederson. There's also a moment where Barnes didn't have the best angle, but he tried to chip it by Ederson. Rico Lewis heads it away, and Bruno Guimaraes gets it by Grealish and thumps it forward for Gordon to chase with Manuel Akanji. Akanji does a really good job of playing it out for a throw to Newcastle, and the Newcastle fans are getting very involved now. Man City get the ball back. Kovacic, nice first touch from Haaland. Joel Linton went a bit strong on him, and it's a yellow card for Joel Linton, who, as you could expect, isn't very happy with it. But he did show a little bit too much strength, I think, on Haaland, a little bit of illegal strength there, and they might have kicked him. Might be a little bit nervous here. Man City struggling to get control of this game. Trippier heads back to Nick Pope, who's not had a save to make, apart from the moment where he was beaten. Phil Foden receiving some instructions. I think it's time for him to come on and hopefully for Man City make a big difference. Long ball forward. Gordon's going to get there first. He hasn't got much support. Actually, Barnes making a run here. Gordon with a ball. Cross goal. Barnes. Oh, couldn't get a good touch on it. But Gordon does a great job there, showing pace on the wing, sprinting in behind Manuel Akanji. Diaz has to keep near him. Walker notices the threat at the back post with Harvey Barnes. It was a good idea from Gordon, but just couldn't find the right ball for Harvey Barnes. What a game. Man like Abdi, couldn't agree more. The game is definitely getting very tense now. Christian Larson, who do I think will win between Tapura and Holloway? What a fantastic question. I feel like, knowing how fights tend to go, I think it might be Tapura's time. I can't say enough how much I want Max Holloway to win. Oh, Tonali wins it back off of Kovacic. Jacob Murphy lets it go, plays it behind Gordon. Barnes didn't get the best control over it, but he finds Gordon again. Man City get their numbers back. Joel Linton, look at Trippier making a run on the far side. Wasn't picked out. Fabian Schär, Newcastle are smelling blood on Man City. They want a goal here. Jacob Murphy drills it across goal. No one was in there. Why wasn't Barnes or Gordon pressuring? But Lewis Hall picks up the loose ball. Clips it to the back post. Vardio gets his head in it before Murphy. And Jack Grealish now plays it by Kieran Trippier and wins a free kick. Newcastle have been fantastic since they got the equaliser. Sorry, who do I think will win out of Tapura and Holloway? I think Tapura, but I will say that I was on the way to work the other day, going up the escalator, and I, for some reason, was thinking about who my favourite fighter is, and I decided on the way up that escalator, Max Holloway is my favourite fighter. Never in a boring fight, phenomenal fighter. There's no time when Holloway's fighting that I wouldn't want to watch it, and I can't stop thinking about how I think he gave me my favourite ever mixed martial arts moment against Justin Gaethje. Especially while I was commentating it as well. You can actually, if you go through my page, you can go through the archives where I actually was, I did a video clip of my reaction. I lost my mind with that knockout. It was absolutely insane. And I'm so happy I got to commentate. That's my favourite moment commentating. And it's probably my favourite moment in a fight. So, yeah, I hope Max Holloway wins. You mate bet on Gaethje versus Holloway. You bet £50 on Holloway. He bet on Tapura. Wow. Well, I hope you win. But it's going to be a tough one. Because Tapura is younger. And I think he's he's just got that young energy, that young confidence as well, where he just doesn't think he could lose. Man like Abdi, do I have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. It is at Ben Chender Commentary, just like the TikTok. I'm actually live on YouTube as well. But admittedly, my YouTube needs a little bit more love, and I need to grow that more because I've put most of my energy into TikTok, and YouTube has been a bit of a side thing. But I am on there as well, live as we speak. Watched it live too, woke up your parents. Yeah, I probably pissed off a neighbor or two watching that fight. UFC 300 was wild. Well, that fight was wild. The rest of the card was good, but not very different from a normal fight card. I think that one was special. But yeah, that was a very special night. So this is Man City's first away game in all competitions since the end of August, funnily enough. So they were away to West Ham on the 31st of August, but since then they've hosted Brentford, Inter, Arsenal and Watford. And now they're away again for their only away game in the whole of September here at St. James's Park. Man like Abdi, thank you very much for subscribing. I imagine you're that additional person who's jumped onto YouTube. Easy to see because there was only one person and now there's two. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Bernardo Silva flicks it on to Phil Foden, who's just come on, and he's lost out to Joel Linton. And Bruno Guimaraes will send it clear. Controlled by Gordon, but Kovacic got in there. It's been sent away. 3/4 of the way through this game now. I think we all thought it was going to be a brilliant game, and it has remained a fantastic game. Watched my reaction to the Holloway KO now. Reacted really similar. I think everyone reacted the same way. But I'm lucky enough to have my reaction recorded. What a phenomenal moment. And that's why I love commentating football and mixed martial arts, because I love football, but the highest of highs in football, I don't think they match what happened in that fight. I think that MMA can bring just another level of excitement and shock. So, yeah, that's why I love doing that as well as football. Kovacic. Akanji out wide to Jack Grealish, back inside to Mateo Kovacic. Don't forget, coming into this game, Newcastle had a 100% record here at St. James's, which included a win against Spurs and a win against Southampton. Man City on the road had a 100% record coming into this game as well. And that included some big wins on the road as well. West Ham away, Chelsea away. One of these 100% records has to win today. And it looks like it might be both, as Newcastle have won a goal kick. Man like Abdi, I think if you became a commentator, you will really do well. Keep chasing your dream. I really appreciate it. Honestly, these lovely words, they're very much appreciated. I love reading them. Thank you very much for that. And you know what? If I didn't ever make it as a commentator where I got paid to do it, I'll probably still do this anyway. I just enjoy it too much. So, yeah. But thank you. I appreciate it regardless. Your favourite is probably Alex Pereira. Really love watching him do heavy sparring. It's pure art. Yeah, he is fantastic. I would love to see him fight Izzy Adesanya one last time. But I think the confidence he's got right now, and maybe the lack of confidence for Adesanya, who's now lost 2 on the bounce, I fear that it wouldn't really make sense, especially when you had the weight advantage for Pereira as well. I think the only way that I would like to see Pereira, I want to see Pereira versus Izzy, but I think I want to see it back at 185 again. Oh, clipped ball. Haaland. Oh, he crashes into Pope, but Pope did get the ball. Just almost a route one there. Just clipped the ball forward looking for Haaland, who did get in behind his man, but he couldn't get hold of the ball before Nick Pope. Who do I reckon will go on to win this game? Oh, sorry, Man like Abdi. Am I into UFC? Yes, I am. Who do I reckon will go on to win this match from what I've seen so far? If it goes on how we're seeing it right now, I'd say Newcastle. Although Man City have had the better of the last 5 minutes, I think Newcastle have had the better of the game so far. Such an awkward style. He just makes it work so beautifully. Yes. Oh, sorry, that was One Guna 97. Thanks for the shout, the comment, One Guna 97. But yeah, like I said, I think if there's going to be a winner, Newcastle will have deserved it more than Man City. Though Man City are in control right now here. Mateo Kovacic skips away from Gordon, finds Foden, who plays it a little too far away from Akanji. But here is Akanji right now. Back to Mateo Kovacic, who's walking with the ball just outside of Newcastle's final third. Spreads the play across to Bernardo Silva. Kovacic back out to Bernardo Silva. Play back to Carl Walker. Your name is Leroy, though. Oh, great to meet you, Leroy. Hope you're doing well. One good 97, aka Leroy. Your family live in Rochdale, Manchester. Fair, man like Abdi. Are you living in London? Leroy Sane. Good ball in, headed away by Joel Linton. Haaland gets under control, plays it to Foden. Good save from Pope, and that's the moment for Man City. They've not made too many. Vardio scored a goal of brilliance. And Foden just drilled it straight down the middle. He controls it well and blasts it on his left foot straight at Nick Pope. Big chance for Man City to go 2-1 up. It was good play from Haaland to play it into him. Share. Vardio wins his header. Kovacic back to Vardio. Newcastle's last league win against Man City was in 2019 under Rafa Benitez. And here's Mateo Kovacic. Foden finds Vardio, win again here. Vardio clips it towards goal. Vardio's brilliant. I'm so surprised by Vardio. I was not a fan for a lot of last season, but he's been absolutely fantastic again today. Controlled it with his knee. Trippier on the outside trying to get in there and stop him. Somehow Vardio gets another touch, takes it right to the byline, clips it towards the 6-yard box, but this time Nick Pope was able to best him. Joel Linton. Sorry, Bruno Guimaraes once more. I keep getting mixed up with those two. Wanguna at Speed. Oh, hello, Speed. Speed, yes. Alex Hetherington and Hannah L. I hope you're both doing well. Am I a Newcastle fan? No, I don't talk about who I support, but I mean, I'm a fan of all teams. I feel like I'm basically a neutral at this point, but yeah, I didn't grow up supporting Newcastle, if that's what you mean. Christian Larson, what got me into commentary? Actually, before I answer that, Alex Hetherington and Hannah L, thank you very much for the follow. Really do appreciate the love, and I hope I'm going to see you on a lot more of my lives in future. Hafsa, what got me into commentary? Oh, sorry, Hafsa, thanks for the likes as well. Very quickly, before I answer your question, which is a long one, Christian, I'm going to go over to YouTube. Ghostface, thank you very much for the comment. The first penalty decision is a joke. Gordon leaves his foot trailing. Edison's arm barely touches him. Up the close replay, looked like he leaped over the arm. Yes, but I mean, that's what happens. You know, these penalties are always going to be given in situations like that. There was a connection, and you have to say, as much as he did hit the ball quite hard, if he wasn't brought down, he probably goes on to put it in the back of the net. Kovacic, Erling Haaland, great touch and good defending from Hall. Big block by him, Kovacic. Carl Walker spreads across to Ruben Diaz. I might be able to answer your question now, Christian. So I always loved commentating. I'll be commentating from being a kid. I was commentating like when I was playing FIFA or LMA Manager. I'd commentate over anything. Oh, Rico Lewis, great play by him, and falls over in the end. Dan Burns going to get rid of it. So yeah, I was always like growing up, I thought I was going to be a commentator. My mum thought I was going to be a commentator, but then life got in the way. I'd end up, 15-year-old, I'd get together with my mates and drink some WKDs on the weekend, and I just stopped playing FIFA, stopped playing football games, kind of got away from sports commentary in general, and forgot about it until about last year. And it was very much like, what would your dream job be? What would you do if you've got all the money in the world? Would you want to do what you're currently doing? Is there anything you're doing now that you would still be doing in the future? And I think watching sports was always going to be the one. So why don't I try and find a job in something that I would always love to do? Grealish drills it across goal. Haaland got his head on it, couldn't keep it down. About 7-8 yards out there. Grealish does a really good job taking it away from Trippier and just puts his foot through it, hoping someone's going to get a head on it. And Haaland does, but he couldn't keep it down. It came at him too quick. Joe Willock is coming on. Sean Longstaff is coming on. Harvey Barnes, their top scorer this season, has come off. I'm trying to see who's going to come off for Sean Longstaff as Willock has come on. Newcastle have a couple of players down now, getting stretched out here. Sandro Tonali being one of them, Kieran Trippier being the other. Haaland needs to fix his hair now. True, Hafsa. It did seem like it came out from his bun, or his hairband even. But sorry, Christian, to finish answering that question, I basically spoke to my sister and we were like, what would you do that you'd always love to do? And even if there's no such money, you would still enjoy doing it. Sports commentary was the one. Decided to get back into it, and after starting doing it again, I realised it was silly that I ever stopped, and I don't see me stopping for forever, really. I'm hoping I'll get paid for this at some point. YouTube, Ghostface, if that was a City decision, everyone would be losing their rag, but since it's against City, they think it's fine. I don't think so. I think that no matter who the teams are, especially this early on in the season, I don't think anyone would care, because I don't think anyone sees this as like title defining at this point. But I thought initially it was not a penalty because I thought Ederson got a touch on the ball, and then when you look at it again, you see he didn't get a touch on the ball, and the minute you realise he doesn't get a touch on the ball, you have to say that is a penalty. There is contact, it's in the area, and also at the speed Gordon's going, you have to assume that the lighter the contact is, the more chance that would have been off balancing. So I think it's a penalty. I think the referee's got it right. And I stand corrected because, like you, I actually initially said that I don't think it's a penalty. And I do also think that no matter who it was, that would have been given as a penalty. Livramento is also coming on, as Trippier has also gone off. So triple change for Newcastle. Long ball forward. Right, swinging back to TikTok. Peach and Stasha, am I doing the UFC tonight? I'm not. I'm not planning on doing the UFC tonight. I'm out in the early evening, but I do understand that it's in France. It's more UK timings. If I get back early enough, I will jump on. I will not be able to do a preview video. I will just be online and maybe be able to just catch the main event, but I'm not officially doing it. But thank you very much for jumping on, Peach and Stasha. Thank you very much for checking in. It's been a while since I've done a UFC, but it would be cool to jump on tonight. Hafsa, sensei. Well, I am a sensei. I'm not, but it's a very lovely compliment from Peach and Stasha to just call me that. Oh, Kovacic. Ederson putting him under pressure there of a ball then. Hospital ball is what we used to say in school. Thank you very much, Peach and Stasha. I hope I can jump on then. Let me see. I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't expect me to be on, but keep an eye out. I might jump on. Ghostface. The Norwich goal against Derby is a joke too. It was way over the line for a goal kick. If the ref allowed it to stay a goal, I'll be honest, Ghostface, I've not actually seen a Norwich or versus Derby game or goal, so I can't comment. But yeah, I'm sorry, I really can't comment on that. But I will comment on that Man City Newcastle decision, and I'm glad that Omar Pereira appreciates my take on it and agrees. Yeah, again, like I said, didn't think it was a penalty. Watched it again, then thought definite penalty. Christian, you would recommend UFC 308? It's in Dubai and isn't in the middle of the night. I reckon because it's a pay-per-view, it probably will be at a silly time. But Newcastle on the attack again. Jacob Murphy plays it inside. Big chance, Longstaff drags it wide. Huge chance for Newcastle. All the time and space in the world inside the Man City penalty area. He hits it first time. Not a terrible connection. He just doesn't keep it on target. Murphy, he is where the danger comes from. Really like Jacob Murphy this season. Plays it back at a nice pace, at a nice position for Longstaff. He just couldn't keep it on target. And now it's Pep Guardiola's time to make some changes. Rico Lewis has come off. Jeremy Doku looks set to come on. Jack Grealish is also coming off. Been fairly effective as well against Trippier. But Doku is coming on. Savinho is also coming on. Very attacking changes from Pep Guardiola. And also, sorry, Omar Pereira on YouTube. Thank you very much for the first part of your comment saying great commentary. I do appreciate that very much. As you all know, across both platforms, I love a compliment. Now, our Man City, the team who are wasting time here. No, Ederson's sending everyone upfield. He's looking to put his foot through this long ball. Everyone's going up to the halfway line. Less than 10 minutes to go. Newcastle 1, Man City 1. Burn and Joe Linton both go for the same ball. Bruno Guimaraes. Willock. Bruno Guimaraes surrounded by blue shirts, but he's on the ball. Turns and still keeps the ball somehow. Great play by him. Hall. Gordon. Great play by him to get away from Diaz. Willock on the inside if he can find him. Nudges it forward, but Akanji covers. Plays it back to Ederson, who just gets there before Jacob Murphy. Hall. Joe Linton. He loses the ball, and Man City can counter with Bernardo Silva sprinting into the Newcastle half. Haaland ahead of him. Played out wide of Haaland. Haaland has to send it back to Jeremy Doku, who couldn't get the ball under control initially. Played back to Vardio. And Newcastle have numbers back, and Man City slow the pace of this attack down. Savinho, back to Kyle Walker. Good ball to the back post. Haaland's in there, it's headed away. Burns' clearance was not very good. It's come back to Savinho, who somehow gets by Hall and Willock at the same time. Plays it out wide to Bernardo Silva. Great defending from Hall. Silva ends up with the ball again. No, referee says he brought Hall down, and it is a free kick for Newcastle by their own corner flag. What a game we are having. Really enjoying this game. Let me go back. Christian, how do I think the Liverpool game will go? I mean, I think Liverpool will win. If we can only use what's gone on this season as a way to forecast what will happen in the game. Wolves are not having a great season so far under Gary O'Neill. Liverpool are having a great season under Arne Slot. I think Liverpool could probably win that quite comfortably. Maybe 2-0, 3-0. I'd say 2-0 to Liverpool. Willock trying to outrun Kyle Walker. Not the right call. Walker plays it back to Ederson. Heavy first touch again, and Gordon closes him down. Somehow Man City keep possession as well, as Jeremy Doku ends up with the ball. And he's trying to take on Jacob Murphy and Livramento. Cher tries a cheeky little flick, and Foden picks up the ball. Unnecessary from Cher. Doku plays it forward for Foden, who's got Bruno Guimaraes hands all over him. And it's a free kick to Man City, and Bruno Guimaraes is not happy with it. But I do think that was the right call. I mean, Bruno Guimaraes hands all over Foden and his shirt. What team is on my hoodie? This is the Beaujolais Funboys Football Club that I play for. Sunday League, to say the least. But they're called the Beaujolais Funboys. Okay, welcome. Can't believe you missed this whole game that I'm commentating. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling your side are doing so far? There's only 5 minutes of normal time to go. 1-1. Can they get the win, do you think? Gaming Pro, thank you very much for jumping on. Thank you very much for sending me a gift. I really appreciate that. I hope you are well. Please make sure you're following if you haven't already. Foden, ball to the back post. Bernardo Silva gets it under control. He's got Savinho in support if he needs him. Tries to send it in himself. Kovacic! Big swing at it, but couldn't keep it on target. You're watching it dying, Kay. I'm not surprised. Newcastle have given you a run for your money in this game. I'll say that. I mean, you've stood firm, you've held, and you've actually started to make more chances in the second half. But I do think it's been a good game for Eddie Howe more so than Pep Guardiola. Newcastle playing out from the back. Murphy. Bruno Guimaraes got the ball under control-ish, and then he ended up losing it. Savinho steps away from Burn. Joe Linton gets there, pushes him over. No free kick given against Joe Linton. Joe Willock. Lewis Hall. Joe Linton. Deals with Bernardo Silva easily and plays it inside to Fabian Cher. Tino Livramento steps away from Doku and Foden. Sean Longstaff. Less than 5 minutes of normal time to go. Long ball. Willock is going to chase it with Kyle Walker. He got his head in it, Willock. It's gone out for a throw to Man City. Really hope you can get the win, Kate. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean, it's a tough place to come and get wins, but I'm sure that Man City do not want to come away dropping points, especially after dropping points last week against Arsenal. Technically dropping points, of course. It's not like there's always an expectation to beat Arsenal, but 2 points from a maximum of 6 is not very Manchester City form. Hope you do an Oscar Bob like last season. Yeah, I'm sure you do. And for anyone who doesn't know about that, that was the very last minute winner, injury time winner from Oscar Bob in a 3-2 win for Man City at St. James's in January of this year. This is a really regular fixture, by the way. Like, these two teams have played each other a lot recently. There was the FA Cup game at the Etihad this April. Oh, hang on. Murphy, important touch from Akanji. And Bernardo Silva in the centre midfield role now. Steps away from Gordon and wins a free kick. As I said, Man City and Newcastle, recent fixtures. They played in March early this season where Man City won 2-0 against Newcastle in the FA Cup. They played in January at St. James's where Man City won 3-2 with that last-minute winner from Oscar Bob. They played in September last season in the league. In the Cup, the EFL Cup, where Newcastle sent Man City out with a winner from Alexander Isak. August 2023, so that's 4 times last season. But Man City won 1-0 at the Etihad. And then they also played in March 2023 where Man City won 2-0 against Newcastle. And it's now 1-1 here at St. James's Park. And again, it's progress for Eddie Howe and his side if they can get something against Man City today. But I think whilst the draw on paper is a good result coming into the game, I think they want the win here. With that said, so do Man City. So Carl Walker's on the ball. Man City pressing Newcastle. Akanji plays out wide to Jeremy Doku, who's going to take on Tino Livramento. The whole game has been Kyle Trippier versus Jack Grealish on that far side, but now Doku and Livramento have taken over. Vardio, who got the goal, he's lost possession to Sean Longstaff. Cher sends it out to Jacob Murphy. Oh, through the legs of Akanji from Murphy. Great play. Willock is running up to try and support, but Murphy's sprints into the Man City half, cuts inside, plays it into Joe Linton, but look at that. Savinho snuck up behind him and pickpocketed Joe Linton. Lewis Hall and Newcastle get possession back, but that was a chance for Newcastle. Didn't make the most of it. Christian Larson, thanks for smashing that like button, but unfortunately, my app says there's 8.2 thousand likes as opposed to 10,000 likes. So I apologize for that. But I think it's 8.2, unfortunately, as opposed to 10. Quick shout out to anyone on YouTube. If you're not normally following, please do hit that follow button. I will be doing lots more of my commentary on YouTube as well this season as opposed to last year. It's great to have you on, but please do hit that follow button or subscribe button so you can find out whenever I'm going to do a game, as I do send a video out prior to every game I commentate. Sorry, Christian, mine's still stuck at 8.3. Foden, not cleared. Foden picks it up again. Less than a minute of normal time to go. Vardio, Bernardo Silva on the edge of the area, plays it across to Kyle Walker. And now here's Savinho. Tries to play in Walker, but good defending from Joel Linton, who picks it up. Plays it ahead for Anthony Gordon. Oh! Gordon steps away from Ruben Diaz, who slides. Yellow card for Ruben Diaz. Great play by Gordon. That touch just takes it out of Ruben Diaz's pathway. And Diaz had already made the decision he was going for him. Yellow card. And rightly so. We are now going into added on time. Newcastle 1, Man City 1 at St. James's Park. Will there be a winner? This time last season, it was 2-2 at this point, and Oscar Bob got the winner in added on time. There's going to be 7 minutes of added on time. Lots of time for either of these two sides to get the winner at St. James's Park. Will Eddie Howe get his first Premier League win against a Pep Guardiola side, whether he's been managing Bournemouth or Newcastle? 7 minutes, Kay, you're right. But I mean, oh my God, is that bad or is it good? It gives you time to get the winner, or are you trying to hold on? Shea gets a flick on. Vardio smashes it against Dan Burn, and that's a throw to Man City. Deep inside the Man City half. I think both sides want to get the winner, but also I think either side will say with confidence if a goal goes in that they think it'll be them who get it. It's been an interesting game, this one. And you feel like both sides could score. Oh, Joel Linton, bad touch. Bernardo Silva gets it back. Savinho trying to step away from Joel Linton. Good trickery. Haaland inside to Foden. And Man City on the move. Great ball inside of Tino Livramento for Doku. Doku for Man City. Clips it in. Foden's in there, headed away. Foden was close, came sprinting in there. It's a really good ball from Doku. Just inches away was Phil Foden. Kovacic. Kyle Walker. Savinho for Manchester City. Plays it back to Kyle Walker. Back to Savinho. Can they get the ball into the box? He steps away from Gordon. Plays it along the edge of Foden. Bernardo Silva! Oh, great save from Nick Pope. On the turn. Bernardo Silva chests it into the air. Couldn't really get it down. But when it comes down, he hits it on the volley. Back to goal. Keeps it on target. Power behind it. And Nick Pope with a brilliant one-handed stop. It's a corner kick to Newcastle. Sorry, to Man City. What a game. Phil Foden is going to take the corner. 5 minutes still left to go of added on time. Man City vying to get the win and stay top. Headed away. Not clear. Headed away by Cher now. Anthony Gordon's going to go up for it with Doku. Got his head on it. There was a collision. The ref says no free kick and Man City are back in possession. They're going to go again with Phil Foden. Jeremy Doku on the wing. Wants to get the ball in. Trickery against Livramento, but Gordon got back. Big collision, and it's a goal kick for Newcastle. Hopefully City drop points in this game. Christian, I mean, you don't want to say that with Kay in the chat as well. She's a big Man City fan. Brilliant game at St. James's. Great way to kick off the weekend. Through their history, these two have they've been very close in regards to wins versus losses. Newcastle United have beaten Man City 73 times in their history. Man City have beaten Newcastle 78 times in their history. There's been 41 draws and one course for number 42. Not sure what's going on here. Jared Gillett. On the ball. I'm sure there's a drop ball. Drop ball. Burn plays it back to Nick Pope. Gordon tried to get in front of Diaz, but Diaz did win the ball. Joe Linton scrapping with Bernardo Silva and Savinho. The two Man City boys come away with the ball. Kyle Walker's going to take the throw. 3 minutes of added on time to go. They managed to walk a couple of inches with the ball there, Walker. Haaland goes down, ref says nothing. Hall loses possession to Kyle Walker again. Bernardo Silva with the back heel to Manuel Akanji at the halfway line. Man City pressing now. They want that win. They want to stay top. And the only way to guarantee they will be able to do that is to get the win today. Doku. Vardio. Newcastle know that a win and they'll join Man City on the same amount of points. Oh, nice ball inside from Diaz to Foden. Foden turns. Pass intercepted back to Mateo Kovacic. Spreads it across to Savinho on the wing. Savinho gets the ball in. Here's Haaland. Heads it straight at Nick Pope. That was the chance. The top scorer of the league this season. Haaland, he just didn't get the connection he wanted. Very easy. Not enough power behind that header. And it was very easy for Nick Pope to catch. And this might be the game where Haaland doesn't hit the back of the net. I believe the first one since the first game of the season against Chelsea. Or did he score against Chelsea? Ruben Diaz plays it inside to Edison. Vardio has gotten man of the match. Kovacic. Diaz. So they're saying that Gordon's gone down. So Newcastle are down to 10. Man City don't seem to care. They want to get this win. Diaz, Akanji. Well, Gordon has gotten up and he is playing now. Or he's running at least. But Man City are on the attack. Kovacic. 2 minutes. Or less than 2 minutes. Sorry. Just over 1 minute of added on time to go. Josko Vardio. No, Ruben Diaz even. Bernardo Silva back inside to Kyle Walker. Walker finds Savinho hovering around the Newcastle area. Savinho takes it to the byline and it's been blocked by Hall and it's a corner for Manchester City. Real Madrid say, let's all laugh at City's downfall. Average team boring without rogering KDB. Big statement. Big statement. But in 40 seconds, you might have an idea as to whether they are going to slip without Rodri, even a little bit. Good ball in. Haaland goes up, doesn't get his head on it. And it's come out to Kovacic. Newcastle camped in their own area now. Phil Foden. Ball in towards the back post. Easy for Nick Pope. Now, what's the mentality for Newcastle? Are they happy to hold on? Looks like they might be. Fabian Schär has stayed down. I think Newcastle have decided they'd rather take that point. Phil Foden helps Schär up.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. You couldn't grudge Newcastle a point at all. It's been a great game. A thrilling game.
Oh, that's it. Ref's blown the final whistle. 1-1 at St. James's Park. Eddie Howe gets a point against Man City. Only the second time, but that's a brilliant game between these two sides. Really, really enthralling match and a great way to start the weekend. I think Eddie Howe will be proud of his side. Newcastle played well, and they definitely deserved that point. But I wonder now how that will affect teams like Arsenal, how that's going to affect Man City. Everyone's going to be talking about the Rodri effect. But ultimately, a very, very good game. And I don't think City will be too mad to come away with a point. It's not an easy stadium to win at, even if they normally do. Wonderful goal from Vardio, cancelled out by a penalty from Anthony Gordon. Great game. And that's, like I said, a great way to start this weekend. I wonder how Arsenal are going to react to that. Guys, as always, thank you very much for the love. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for the attention. Thanks for hitting like buttons. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for everything. I appreciate it every single time. ACW, great to see you on at the very last moment as well. But you're all amazing. Have a great weekend. And I hope to catch you on again when I next come on. I want to say it'll be next Saturday. Realistically, I don't think it's possible as I will be away on a business trip. But I will just keep an eye out for my profile. I will send up a video in the next opportunity I get to commentate. It may not be next week, but I will send a video when I do commentate next. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all again later. See you later, YouTube. Growing that. So I appreciate guys like Ghostface and Omar Pereira. But have a great weekend to YouTube. Have a great weekend to